Tuesday, April 19th, 2022, and a Trump-appointed judge in Florida has deemed the CDC's guideline for masks on transit um, invalid. Excuse me. She's a 35-year-old woman. This judge is a 35-year-old woman who never had any bench experience when she was appointed. She's actually never had any trial experience except as an intern. Was deemed by the American Bar Association as, let me make sure I have this correct, not qualified for a judicial appointment. That is one of 9 justices that Trump nominated who the American Bar Association deemed not qualified, 6 of whom actually made it onto into the courts because she has no trial experience. And this, so like, this is the kind of thing, this is why elections matter. People like this having a lifetime appointment on the court. She's 35 years old. She's, for the rest of her life, this dimwit is going to be making rules that affect the rest of our lives. So this is what she says. Her name is Catherine Kimball Mizell, or Mizell. I don't know how to pronounce her last name. She says, wearing a mask cleans nothing. At most, it traps virus droplets, but it neither sanitizes the person wearing the mask nor sanitizes the conveyance. Fuck you, you dumb twit. The mask is never about cleaning, and the virus isn't about being clean. It's fucking airborne. Nitwit. So the whole point of the masks, as we know, is so that if you are infected and potentially asymptomatic, or you're not aware that you're infected, you aren't breathing out the virus into a confined area. And although planes have excellent filtration systems, and probably while in air, the risk is probably fairly low. The problem is those air filtration systems are not working when you're boarding the plane, when you're exiting the plane. And as we know, with airline scheduling, you can sit on that tarmac for a very long time between arrival and departure on either end. And you'd be sitting there in a tiny little space with infected motherfucking selfish pieces of shit. Because that's what mask deniers are. Oh, so frustrating. So, this just means yet again, the FAA, I guess the TSA, I don't know why it's the TSA. It seems like the FAA should be making rules about what happens on a plane. But the TSA says they're going to drop the mask mandate, and a bunch of airlines said we're dropping the mask mandate. Some of whom did it mid-fucking flight. You know how fucking, nerve-wracking that would be for someone who booked a flight knowing that everyone would be masked, especially someone who's immunocompromised. And then all of a sudden, these fucking knuckle draggers rip off their masks mid-flight and woohoo, start yelling and blowing all their bullshit germs everywhere. Oh, terrifying on a plane midair. And it's not like you can go anywhere. You can't get up and walk away. Oh, I feel bad for the people that were on those flights. And I feel bad for people that are in the middle of travel. Like, they booked an outgoing flight and a return expecting the rules to be the same. But for some reason, it's effective immediately. So no one gets to pre-plan. I, for one, will continue to wear my N95 with a cloth over it. Should I be on a plane or a train? But, oh dear. Yeah, it's frustrating. And I get the FAA and the airlines and the TSA are like, we're not gonna fight this, because it creates what is already a difficult situation for ground staff and flight crews, because of so many people who are angry about having to wear the masks. But it puts the ground crews and the flight crews at risk, because they're the ones who are going to be stuck around all these people. And flight crews are on multiple flights a day with, hundreds and hundreds of people. God knows who, where they've been or what they're coming in with. And it again, because they're the dumbest crowd is the loudest crowd, we're stuck with their fucking rules. We're afraid of the loudmouths because they're so violent. And I think that sucks. And it's happening in politics. The fucking Democratic Party is afraid of Trump's, armed to the teeth maggot militia. I hate it. We live in two different societies now. One with common sense, that care about each other, and then a bunch of selfish assholes with guns that just, want to be bullies. So fun. When's the next time I'm flying? I think in June. I kind of expected the mask mandate would be gone by then, but I certainly do not like the way that it happened, by some idiot judge who doesn't understand what the science of masking and the science of virology. Come on. Oh, so anyway, that's our rant for today. Masks off, guns out.